Hey guys, my name is Materi, and I'm back for part 5 of my GTA 5 scripting video series. And in this video, we're going to be building upon what we did in the previous video, so if you haven't watched that, make sure you click on the annotation right now, and you'll be all caught up after you watch that video, and you'll be good to start this video. So in this video, we're going to address a couple of things, so it's going to be kind of a long video. The first thing we're going to address is making it so that we don't have a million dogs at once. We could predefine a amount of dogs that we want to have at one time. And with that, we're also going to address deleting dogs. And with that, we're going to address making a list of all of our current companions, which is going to help us access those later on. And it's just a really nice thing to do, and we'll go over more of it later on in the video when we actually start programming it. So let's get started by adding a max amount of dogs. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to go all the way up to right above the constructor, and I'm going to make a global variable called int max companions. And I'm going to set that equal to, I'll do 4 for now, or 5 for now. So this is just the maximum amount of companions we could have at once. And we're going to add a list of all of our current companions that we have with us. So to do that, we do list ped. So we're going to have a list of peds, and we're going to call this group members. And we're going to set this equal to a new list of peds, open and closing parentheses. So we created a new list of pedestrians. To add each companion to our list of companions, we're going to just do this. Right underneath where we spawn the model for our companion, we're going to add group underscore members dot add companion. Oops. And this is going to add the companion to our group members in order. So if I do 1, then he'll be the first element. If I add another companion, he'll be the second element, and so on and so forth. Now we can actually check our maximum value to make sure that we're not going over 5 companions at once. So inside of our if statement on the onKeyUp function, we're going to press space, so we have a little bit of space between the keys H, and do 2 and signs. So this just means that there's another condition that we have to fill out. So this has to be true, and this other one has to be true as well. And that condition is going to be if our group members dot count, which, if you remember, that brings us back the amount of elements that are in our list, and so it will give us the amount of group members we have if it's less than 5. So if it's less than, if it's less than our max companions, there we go. So if our group has less than 5, then we could press H and it'll add 1. So that's good. Now we add our group member, but let's say we wanted to delete 1. Well, this is pretty easy. Let's go underneath this if statement and add another if statement. If e key code equals keys dot, let's say j this time, since it's right next to our h key, we're going to want to kill and delete our companion. So let's do, if our key is equal to h, we want to first kill our last companion. So we could do group members dot, or group members, and then inside of our brackets, so we're going to access an element, we're going to do group members dot count -1. This will give us our last member. And we'll do dot, and now you can see, if you did it right, that you have all the elements that a pedestrian has. And we're going to use this kill one. So, oops, dot kill. Now this will kill the last added companion or our last added group member, and we also want to remove it from the group members because we don't want to be able to access that dead one anymore. So we'll do group members dot remove at, and we just copy this last element. So when we press the J key, we don't want brackets, we actually want parentheses. Okay, so sorry, when we press the J key, we'll kill the last member and we'll also remove him from our group list. That way we can't access him anymore. So that's good. Now, what we want to do is we want to have these companions follow us around. Now, this is kind of tricky to do, but still pretty easy. But it is going to introduce us to using GTA natives. Now, natives are really cool because they're just cool looking, but they take up a lot of time to program, so I'll try to do them as fast as possible and try to explain them as well as I can. You have a list of natives inside of your object browser if you click on scripthook.net, and there should be GTA native, and these are all functions and hashes that you could use. The hashes are actually the functions that we will be using, and you can see there's a bunch that haven't been implemented into the script hook yet. But it's not a big deal. It's really easy to use. It's a little complicated at first, but once you get used to it, like anything else in programming, it's easy. So what we're going to want to do, in order to make them follow us, we have to add them to our group index. And the way we do that is we first need to get our group index. So we do that by doing int, and we'll do player group, and we'll set that equal to gta.native.function.call less than, and we're going to want to return an int, and then parentheses. When we do this gta.native.function.call, we're going to be getting a native function that's not implemented in the script hook like any of these other ones are. And when we do these less than and greater than signs, and we have like a type in there, that's the type that we're returning. So we want to return an int. And what we're going to do now is inside of our parentheses, we're going to do gta.native.hash and do dot. And what we want is get ped group index, comma, and now this is just the function, like I said before, that we looked at. This is how we access it, by using gta.native.hash and then dot get group index. Now, after the comma, we want to put the argument that we need. So for this particular function, we need the player ID. So the way we do that is just player.id. Super simple. So now you can see everything is working. We don't have any red squiggly lines, which is good. Now underneath that, we're going to do another one, which is going to set our companion to our group. So the way we do that is gta.native.function.call, and this time we aren't returning a type, so we don't need those less than and equal to signs. And inside of the parentheses, we do gta.native.hash, and we do set ped underscore group, maybe? Group member. Set ped as group member. There we go. And inside of this, for this particular function, we need a companion ID and we need our player group. So what we do is we do companion dot ID comma player underscore group. So this is going to set the companion to the same group that the player is in. So that means that he'll follow us around, and that's great. But this doesn't mean he'll attack everyone for us. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to clear all tasks for this, for our companion, just to make sure he's not doing anything. And then we're going to set our own task for him. So the way we do that is companion.tasks.clear all immediately. And that just clears all the tasks that he was doing. And then we're going to do another GTA native, gta.native.function.call, and we're not returning a value, so we don't need to put a return value. And inside the parentheses, we want gta.native.hash and there's a function that sets them to combat anyone that is hated. So we do that by doing tasks hated targets in area, comma. Now for this function we need our companion, so companion, and we need a range. So we're going to do a range of 50,000. That's going to be a big enough area where anyone who's trying to harm us is going to be encapsulated in. And then we also need just a bool, and I'll just do 0. I don't know what this value is. A lot of the functions are still being found, so it's really just trial and error. And for right now, I just do 0, and it's working, so don't worry too much about it. And if you're ever trying to use a function, just test the variables out and see what happens. A lot of the time they're just bools, so you could press 0 or 1 or true or false, but we're going to be doing 0 since I know it works. Now we've cleared the tasks that the companion has already, and we're setting a new task for him, but we want to make sure that he always is doing this task, so we need another GTA native. So we do GTA native function.call, and we're not returning anything. And this time we're going to be doing GTA native.hash, and we're going to want to do setped keep keep task. Now this will make it so that he is always doing the same task and he can't change tasks. And we need our companion, and we need true, so we're setting it to true. So that's that, and we are just about done. One last thing before we wrap this video up and test it is we want to make it so that when we're dead, we delete everyone, all of our group members, and we kill them so that they are removed from memory, and so that we could add new members that are actually around us. This is really easy to do, and we're going to do it inside of the onTick function because we're always going to be checking if we're dead. So what we do is we first have to get our player object, and this time we're actually going to be getting our player object. So player equals game dot player. And then we want to check if we're dead. So if player.isDead, and if our group has more than one member or more than 0 members in it. So if we have an empty group, we don't need to do this. But if we have a group of any members, we do need to do this. So we'll do if group members.count is greater than 0. Then 2 curly braces. So inside of this, we need to kill and remove each of our group members. And the way we do that is by using a for loop. So we'll set up our for loop, and inside of our for loop, we'll do for int I equals 0, semicolon, I is less than our group members dot count, a semicolon, I plus plus. A for loop, what you do is you set up an initial value, which we're doing 0, and if 0, or if our value is less than this value, the amount of elements we have, we're going to increment it. So every time we go through, we add 1 if this statement is true. So this will just count from 0 up to the amount of members we have in our group members. So now we have to remove and kill them, or kill and remove them. So we'll do group members I dot kill. This will kill them, and then group members I, or group members dot remove at parenthesis I. This will remove and kill our group members, all of them, if we're dead, and if we have any group members. So this is just clearing up memory. It's a good thing to do. Now under this, we want to check if a group member is dead. And the reason we want to do that is because right now we could have only 5 group members, but if they die, we can't add any more. We could only delete them manually. So we want them to delete themselves automatically. Now the way we do this is with a for each to check if any of them are dead. So for the same thing, for int I equals 0, semicolon, I is less than group members dot count, I plus plus, and inside of this we're going to want to check if any of them are dead. So if group members I dot is dead, then we'll do whatever is in here. So if the group member is dead, we want to remove them from the group. So we'll copy this. So group members dot remove at I. We want this always running, so on the tick, it'll run this every single time on each of our group members. And yeah, so that's good. So let's go over what we added again real quick, and we'll go in game and test this. So just an overview of what we did in this video. We checked to see what our group ID is. Then from that, we set our companion to be in our group. We cleared our companion of all his tasks that he might have been doing, although I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been doing any, but we just want to make sure. Then we set the companion's tasks to target anyone who's attacking us and to attack them. And we made it so they can't do anything else but that. Then we also added a delete key, which will kill the last member added and delete him from our group. In our tick event, we have it so that if the player is dead and we have group members left, then we delete all of our group members so we could spawn more, and for memory sake. And inside of our tick event, we also have a constant check to see if any of our members are dead, and if they're dead, we remove them. So let's test that in game. Let's go to build solution, no errors, which is good. Go to our script folder where we have our project, copy the DLL, and go to our scripts in GTA 5, copy and replace, and let's save this, or let's save this, just to make sure it's saved. And now we'll test in game, so I'll be back in a second testing in game. Alright, so we're in game and we're going to be testing our script. So let's remember that we could only spawn 5 of these dogs at once. So let's see if they spawn only 5. Yep, so 2, 4, 5. I'm pressing the key and nothing happens. Now let's test our delete key, which is J, so the last one should die. If I press it again, press it again, press it again, and press it again. It's kind of sad seeing dogs die. I feel kind of bad. But you have to do what you have to do. So let's add some more. I think we'll probably fix that stacking problem, but let's see if they follow us. They definitely are because they walked up to me. They're running, following me. Cool. So let's go up to a person and try to, I don't know, get someone to fight us. Fight me, bro.
Look, punish me! Just stay away from me!
No one's gonna fight me here.
We look after our own. Scissor Sisters locked together.
Idiot!
This guy is going to. Is he?
I'll kick
Yep.
your ass!
Do it. Do it. I dare you. Yep. So our dog is gonna defend us. So there you have it. We have a working mod, and I'll be doing some tweaks to it, trying to make it work a little better. And when I do that, you guys will definitely know. But if you have mod ideas that you'd like to see that aren't too crazy, definitely comment down below, and I'll try to make a tutorial on those if I can do them. But for right now, I'm thinking of some other ideas that we'll be doing together as well. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and there will be a download to the completed mod, but not the source code. I want you guys to be able to watch these videos and write them yourself, because if you write them yourself, you'll definitely understand a lot better, and you'll learn a lot faster than just copying and pasting. So just trust me on that. It's for everyone's own benefit. But again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, goodbye.